When you hear the word saber-toothed tiger, what do you picture? A giant prehistoric tiger with oversized fangs? Well, here's the truth. The saber-toothed tiger wasn't a tiger. Not even close. Today on Extinct Livings, we're uncovering the real story behind one of the most misunderstood predators in history, Smilodon. And trust me, the real animal is far more fascinating than the legend. Let's step back into the Ice Age. Tigers belong to the genus Panthera, along with lions, leopards, and jaguars. Smilodon belonged to a completely different subfamily called Machairodontinae. That means Smilodon split off from the ancestors of modern cats millions of years earlier. It wasn't a tiger. It wasn't a lion. It wasn't even closely related to them. Think of it this way. Calling Smilodon a tiger is like calling a human a chimpanzee. Related? Yes. The same thing? Absolutely not. Smilodon was its own evolutionary experiment, a specialized predator built for one purpose, taking down massive Ice Age prey. And it did that in a very different way than modern big cats. Most movies show Smilodon as a tiger with longer teeth, but that's completely wrong. Smilodon had a shorter tail, a much bulkier body, extremely muscular forelimbs, and a wider mouth gape up to 120 degrees. Modern tigers are built for speed and chasing prey over distances. Smilodon? It was built like a bear-cat hybrid. Heavy, stocky, powerful. It likely weighed between 350 to 600 pounds, depending on the species, some even heavier than today's largest lions. Its short tail suggests it wasn't built for long, high-speed chases like cheetahs or even tigers. Instead, Smilodon was likely an ambush predator, using stealth and explosive strength rather than endurance. This wasn't a striped jungle cat. This was a muscular Ice Age powerhouse. Now let's talk about the most iconic feature, those 7-inch saber teeth. They looked terrifying, but were they used for slashing wildly in battle? Probably not. Here's the problem. Those teeth were actually fragile. They were long and narrow, perfect for precision, but risky in a struggle. If they struck bone the wrong way, they could snap. So how were they used? Scientists believe Smilodon would use its powerful forelimbs to wrestle prey to the ground, pin it securely, and deliver a carefully placed bite to soft tissue, likely the throat. Instead of crushing like lions do, Smilodon probably used a precise killing technique, targeting arteries or windpipes. It wasn't a reckless slasher. It was more like a calculated assassin. And here's something even more fascinating. Smilodon had a relatively weaker bite force compared to lions. Yes, weaker. Its strength wasn't in jaw pressure, it was in neck muscles and arm power. Nature gave it a different toolkit. Did Smilodon hunt alone? For years, scientists assumed yes, because many big cats today are solitary, but fossil evidence tells a different story. Thousands of Smilodon fossils have been found at the La Brea tar pits in California. What's interesting, many of these individuals had severe injuries, broken bones, damaged hips that had healed.
That suggests something extraordinary.
In the wild, a lone predator with a shattered leg would die. But these Smilodons survived long enough to heal. How? Possibly because they lived in social groups. If true, Smilodon may have behaved more like lions than tigers, cooperating, sharing food, and protecting one another. While we can't say for certain, evidence strongly hints that Smilodon wasn't a solitary monster. It might have been part of an Ice Age pride. Another common myth, Smilodon went extinct because it was poorly designed. Not true. Smilodon survived for over 2.5 million years. That's not evolutionary failure, that's dominance. So what happened? Around 10,000 years ago, the world changed dramatically. The Ice Age ended. Climate warmed. Large megafauna like mammoths and giant ground sloths declined, and humans spread across the Americas. Smilodon specialized in hunting large prey. When that prey disappeared, so did its food supply.
Add human competition into the mix, and survival became nearly impossible. It wasn't weak.
It was specialized, and when ecosystems shift rapidly, specialization can become a disadvantage. Imagine standing on a cold North American plain 15,000 years ago. You hear heavy breathing in the tall grass. A massive shape moves silently. Stocky, muscular, focused, this is Smilodon fatalis. It isn't sprinting, it's waiting. A young bison strays too far from the herd. In a flash, Smilodon lunges, forelimbs wrapping around its prey. The animal crashes to the ground. A precise bite, silence. Not a tiger, not a monster, but one of evolution's most specialized and fascinating predators. So the next time someone says saber-toothed tiger, you'll know the truth. Smilodon wasn't a tiger, it wasn't a reckless slasher, and it definitely wasn't a failure of evolution. If you enjoyed this deep dive into prehistoric life, make sure to like the video, comment which extinct animal we should cover next, and subscribe to Extinct Livings for more journeys into lost worlds.
Because extinction doesn't mean forgotten. See you in the next episode.